Hello everyone and welcome to week 5. The objectives this week is going to be starting to use VI and starting to learn a little bit about environmental variables. VI is what's considered a modal editor. It actually has 3 modes. This is going to be different than normal text editors that you are likely used to. If you work with something like Notepad often, you know that it is very easy to use. You open it up and you start typing. VI is actually not like that. With VI, you have to figure out which mode you are in and see if that matches what you are trying to do. In the Blackboard shell, I have included some web links with VI, including a cheat sheet, and I would recommend that you start working on Vim Adventures. You don't have to pay for it, just do the free first one. If you have done any dungeon crawlers or you enjoy Zelda, this is a really good way to start navigating around the system. I've also created an FAQ video on how to use VI because it tends to make a lot more sense during a demo. Some tips and tricks for VI. One of the things you want to pay close attention to is a common mistake I see a lot is if you're in the wrong mode. So if you are using VI modified, what's considered the newer one, even though it's almost 40 years old, is if you look at the bottom left corner, if it says insert, you're in insert mode. If it says nothing, you are likely in command mode. So if you'd want to, for example, quit VI, you would do :Q. And if you do that while you are in insert mode, it's actually just going to type :Q instead of quitting. You have to be in command mode. So what you want to think about is which mode are you in? If you are in command mode, you want to hit, it's generally one of the vowels, A, E, I, and that will get you into insert mode. If you are in insert mode, you hit escape to get back to command mode. If you do a Q bang or Q exclamation point, exclamation point is frequently referred to as a bang, then that's quit now, darn it. So that's actually going to force the quit. If you do this, then you're going to end up with these extra hidden files that is basically VI trying to save you from yourself. So while you can do Qbang, it's not necessarily the best choice, and I certainly wouldn't recommend doing it frequently because then you're going to generally have a lot of extra hidden files that you don't need and potentially use work. The other biggest mistake that I see in VI is using your mouse for the entire class for all of Linux. As soon as you start doing the labs, you're basically going to want to stop using your mouse. Trying to use your mouse and scroll around in VI is not going to be an enjoyable experience for anyone. Normally, we would have an in-class activity where I give you some time to do Vim Adventures, but you're going to need to be doing this at home or repracticing at home. Environmental variables give you the ability to track things on the system. Global variables such as path or home are all in uppercase, and that's going to be the path where you're looking for files, or home is literally, as it says, the home directory. If you do set and don't pass it any arguments, then you're going to see the variables. If you do print env, all one word, you're going to display the environmental variables. If you use echo, you can actually see the contents of those variables. So for example, you could say echo $path. We're going to talk more about variables when we get into shell scripting. Then you can actually see the contents of your path variable. Now, I have a danger here. If you use set and you pass it an argument, that will actually change values. So if you did something like set path, you can actually reset your path. There is danger. Linux will not give you a warning. There is no caution. Are you sure you want to do this? Are you really sure you want to do this? Linux is just going to be like, yeah, that was dumb, but whatever, you know best, and let you do it. So if you're going to be using set, I would urge some caution with how you're using it so you don't accidentally reset any of your environmental variables. Please let me know if you have any questions as you are working on the assignment this week. The assignment this week is going to be on VI, and make sure that you are paying attention to the mode that you're in. Make sure that you are not using your mouse and trying to scroll around. Make sure that you are using the keyboard. If you are getting lost when you are using the keyboard, make sure that you've gone through one of the suggested tutorials and checked out my FAQ video. Okay, let me know if you have questions.